What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Reckless here once again, back at it with a new interview. And this time, folks, I got a real pleasure of an interview for you. We got one of the dopest and originators of the San Jose rap scene, one of the first rappers I ever heard from San Jose, if not the first. I want to introduce y'all to the homie Gato Loco.
What's up?
What's going on with it, brother?
Yeah, nice to meet you guys. What's up?
And before salud, and we're gonna light up as well. You feel me? And before we go any further and start off in the interview, I want to give a shout out to the homie Rigo V in Gilroy, my hometown, for setting this whole interview up. You know what I'm saying? He got me introduced to this homie.
Yes, sir.
Many years ago. I don't even know when that was, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, absolutely. We want to give a big shout out to my brother Rigo V. Set this up and been solid with me for 20 years. It's a good ass dude right there.
Yeah, solid. One of the most solid I ever met. All right, so without further ado, let people know how you first got started in music.
Got started in the music really wanting to put my cousin Jack Frost out. Okay. That's how it really started. I really didn't want to be a rapper. I was in the game doing my thing, kind of, you know, having some extra money. And then I decided, I seen him have this talent, and we were like, you know what, let's get behind him and push him. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, right away, I think he did one song off the Shark Tank, the original Shark Tank, and then he went to prison. Unfortunately, he went to prison. So I had just purchased a bunch of studio time, and I had started messing with it a little bit. I had a karaoke, you know what I mean? I was fucking with it a little bit at the house. So I had wrote a couple of songs and shit. So I was like, you know what am I gonna do now that Jack's gone and, you know, we can't work on that project? Yeah. So I said, okay, well, let me go in there. And I had enough, I think I had bought 3 songs in the studio. It used to go, instead of by hours, it would be by songs. Oh, that's cool. So yeah, this was a long time ago. This is ADAT. This is back when ADAT, before all this digital shit. So anyway, I had a few hours, a few songs. I had like 3 songs to do with them, and we did one, so I had 2 more. So I went in and I laid down Contract Killer, and that was the first song I had did there. And that's how it kind of got started right there. Basically, he went to jail and I had to, you know, step up, and I did some songs, and it actually was working and it was gelling. And then that's when I decided to do, instead of like a solo song or album, I did the Shark Tank compilation. That's what I decided to do.
What year was that when it dropped?
I want to say that was 2000 that it dropped out, that it came out.
Really early.
Hey, 1999 we were working on it. 2000 it dropped.
Okay, this was like a really long, like, you know, time coming to put it out when you did.
Yeah, it came together pretty quick, actually. No, like as soon as he went to jail and then went to prison, it was like, fuck, I got this studio time, let me see what I could do, you know. And then I did 3 songs in there. I finished the deal we had, the contract we had, and then I did another contract with him to do a compilation, a whole album. That's where we went.
That's what's up. Yeah, compilations at the time were big, you know. They still are big, you know what I'm saying? Not as much as to the extent of before, but you know what I'm saying, like it was a big deal to have those kind of things out.
Yes.
How did you settle on your rap name?
The rap name was pretty easy. Gato's always been my name since I was a little kid. That was my name. I'm actually Little Gato. My Nino, my padrino, is Big Gato, and I got it from him. And then Mas Loco's the hood, you know what I mean? So that was just a no-brainer, really. That was simple.
Came right into place, you know what I mean? And going back to music, yeah, 60, right?
Yes, sir.
Some really good things. Shout out to Flavors from Santa Cruz for that one.
Oh yeah.
And getting back to the music from when you started, how was the rap scene in San Jose at the time? Like, you know, I know you were not the first rapper from San Jose, but like, who was around at the time? Like, to describe the scene, how was it?
You know, and you know, I'm gonna just, it's a long time ago. We're talking 20 years ago, so I'm gonna just go off of what I remember. You know, I'm not saying this is exactly correct. You know, it could be a little bit different, or the timelines and everything. I don't remember exactly, but I know that on a mainstream level, I was the first Chicano rapper out of San Jose. And there was other rappers at the time that were doing music, and most of them were Africanos, black dudes, you know, they were putting on for the city in a major way. There was some guys that had some hits at the time, underground, all underground though. And you know, so when I did come out, and the features that I did get on, those were all national features, and that were out, were, you know, nationwide. So that was the difference. I would say I'm the first Chicano rapper out of San Jose. I would say that.
For sure. And when you started Big Thangz, like, or did you start Big Thangz? I should ask, you know, that's probably worded better. Who started Big Thangz, and, like, you know, who's on the roster now and who's been on the roster?
So that's okay. So let me see. So the first question was,
who started it? How did it start?
I started Big Thangz. Me and the originals were around. It was something I used to just say all the time. We doing big things, you know, we having big things. And at the time, that's kind of like it was real flashy. Everything was flashy. A lot of people were, a lot of the mainstream rappers that were in the game were super flashy at that time period. So it was like Big Thangz. And a lot of people had like two names, like No Limit, Cash Money, you know, different things like that. And I was like, you know, let's come up with a name that's got two names, but that's, you know, big, and we're doing big things. So it just came and it stuck.
That's great. Like, it's kind of like the evolution now. Like, you see a lot of rappers having a moniker first and then the name, you know, like DB by the bag, and you know what I mean, like Lil something, you know.
EBK.
Yeah, even with your name, it's even starting to get some traction. Like, you know, have you heard of Gato Firme?
I have. I listened to her music. Shout out
to her.
We need to do a song.
Yeah, hit them up, you know what I'm saying, get that collab going. How does that make you feel when you see that, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, impact, you know, if you will, you know, to other artists when they see that they had that, you know? So whether it's a reference to you or not, but it's like, you know, it's that thing's there, you know what I'm saying? How do you feel about that?
You know what, I feel humbled because it's still surreal at times, you know, like some of the DMs I get, some of the, like, people just come up to me now that I started doing the music again and pushing the music again. You know, it's getting more traction social media wise, and like a lot of people have instant communication to you. So like, yeah, I've been getting a lot of good feedback, people jumping in the inbox and just like, man, I grew up on your music. You know, at first I was like taking it like, motherfucker, I ain't that old, but
it's all perspective,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I grew up on your shit, like, God damn, hold up, no, but yeah, you know, I had to embrace it. I am an OG, you know, and it is what it is, you know. So I accept it as a badge of honor, you know, when they say, these new rappers that are out now, when they say I grew up on your shit and I had a heavy influence in the way they do their shit, that means a lot to me, straight up, like, for real.
Hell yeah. What's been the most flattering thing you've heard someone say to you?
I don't know, let me think about that. Just like that right there, when they say I grew up to your music, like, you know, certain homies go in depth and they'll be like, man, I did this and this to your music. And I was running up and down McLaughlin with your shit, and I was you know, so, you know, all that gangster shit, it's flattering to me, because, you know, that's who I make my music for. This ain't no watered down soft shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for real. Who were your influences coming up?
Coming up in rap, you know, yes. I fucked with NWA, really tough, young. That's where I get a lot of my beats from, the bass. I looked at 808. I fuck with that shit tough. I gotta have, if you listen to like my Shark Tank, it's all of it got super bass on it, and you know, I like that. I like their beats and the gangster shit, you know what I mean? So NWA, I say, is a big influence. Woody, you know, I fuck with Woody's tough. Growing up, listening to each other, you know what I mean, growing up. Yeah, so I used to when I was bumping, I bumped a lot of homie music. Everybody that was doing their shit, I was trying to get out there and get a CD, you know what I mean, so I could hear what they're talking about.
That's dope. And speaking of other artists from the area and stuff, how did you link up with Speedy Loco and become part of the Cuete album?
Ooh, it's a good question. First off, rest in peace, Speedy Loco. You know, that's the homie. Yeah, for real. We were at the same time, our focus was like the same. and him and Tito, they and the whole Dakota, they were mobbing like we were mobbing. You know, every car show, every event, they were there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it was almost like we were our own street team. You know, there was no Instagram, there was no social media. If you wanted to pop, you had to get out there and go shake hands and meet people. You couldn't be no punk and just sit up in the fucking behind your keyboard and push that line from right here. Like a lot of, I'm not saying everybody does that, but it's easier to do it now. Back then you had to be in the streets, and you know, you could be easily exposed in them streets if you wasn't about that shit. So like we would be at the car shows, and you know, if something happened, they had my back. If something happened, I had their back. So a lot of car shows, we were beating the shit out of people, you know, getting on the suckers and dealing with shit, different things, you know, whatever. So we started having each other's back. It wasn't even the music, to be honest. It was more like, those are the homies. And everywhere we went, like every car show, Oakland, Frisco, Sonho, Fresno, wherever the fuck we were going, to Larry County, we would go down there every Easter, you know what I mean, to Mooney Grove Park. Every Easter is popping. We'd go down there every year and they would show us hella love, but we would have each other's back down there on some like, hey, we out here together, we gotta stick together, you know. So it started like that, and then it was like, okay, well, come to the studio, let's do some music. So they came to my studio, we fucked with Enemies. You know, we did Enemies, which is one of my favorite songs of all time to this day. You know what I mean? It was just really cool song. We made the beat, they jumped on it. And then, of course, we did the Dakota, the Sonho song, which is a classic, you know, to this day. A lot of those songs, they have a real meaningful place in my heart. But yeah, so basically we hooked up, we did music. It was all organic. It wasn't on no it was like we became homies, and then we did music. So they were at my house, we barbecued. That's the homie, you know what I mean? Like for real. Yeah.
Can you share like a really good memory of him, like specific memory?
Yeah. Okay, like I said, you know, it was more than just music. It was more than even just kicking it in the streets. It became like where we kicked it. They brought their wives over to my house. We barbecued. They kicked it with me. You know, we broke bread together, sat there, you know, asada, drank. That picture that you see on my Instagram, that's from that day that we were kicking it at my house. Yeah, they came out there. He brought his whips, and they were always on some cholo shit and on some lowriding shit. And we were too, so we connected, you know what I mean? It was always love, like 100%. Like Dakota's song still to this day.
Hell yeah. And speaking of the Stars of the Limit Camp, what can you tell us about your appearance in the yet to be released Cali Thuggin' DVD?
Yeah, you need to release that already.
Come on. How long has it been now, man?
That's the homie, Bugsy. If when you watch this, I know you're gonna see it. Release it. The people want to see it. But yeah, all love, brother, all love. Yeah, to your question though, homie, basically they came to the hood. They came to Sonho, came to Roosevelt Park. We shot a song, one of my old songs there. So we basically on that DVD is my whole video.
Oh, so that's where the unreleased
video of one of my old songs. And it had like 4 or 5 guys from the camp, and Bugsy actually shot the video. And then the homies from Dakota are in it. You know, I believe even the homies from Newark were in it too. God damn, man, the homie Keek and them were there too. So yeah, it was a cool scene. We did some really cool footage, and the homies just been holding on to it for 20 years.
Well, from what I heard, the rumors it's supposed to be the hardest DVD to ever be made.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure about the other parts. I mean, I'm probably in there in some other parts, because like I said, we was together all the time, and like literally And this was without even having like phones or social media. Like motherfuckers just would be, because we're in the streets. I would know they would be there, we'd be there, and instantly it was a connection. So yeah.
Yeah, so it makes the footage more like elusive because there's no one out there with a smartphone recording any image or any footage or nothing. So it's only on that DVD. So
yes.
you know, hopefully it comes out soon, you know what I'm saying? But one thing that is out that you are also a part of is From the Streets to the Studio DVD by Body to Body himself, No Love. What's up, No Love?
Hey, my boy, that's my birthday twin.
Oh shit.
That's my boy right there. Solid, super solid.
Hell yeah. What can you tell me about your time shooting that video?
Perico.
Perico looks, you know. You know what I'm saying? How's it like making that scene with, you know, in the car, rolling the blunt up, and then
doing like what we're doing right here,
basically part two in the future, you know.
Yo, so just like this, you know, similar, but honestly, back then it was with him especially, it was super organic. Like it wasn't like, oh, I'm coming to interview Gato, I'll be there at this time and ba-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Nah, it wasn't none of that. We was just chilling, I was just rolling. I think he just was like, I'm about to just start videoing him. And then even with the goats, right, with the with the cuernos, it wasn't even like that, bro. It was crazy because I knew they were there and I knew everything that was going on, right? But I didn't even know like we were gonna back up and all. Like it was just so organic. Like so that's what I think was so cool about it. Even when we cut out and went out to go to the different hoods, and we went to by the homies hood. We went by Bacastor, then we went by the hood. We went with Roosevelt, and the homies was out there shooting handball. I really didn't know if they was gonna be out there. I mean, they're always out there.
It was raining at that time too. In the
video. And I said all that shit like not even really like it ain't like I called them dudes like, hey, get out there and play handball.
Make it look good.
Hell no. No, bro. So that shit was super organic. Like even now when I go back, I'd be laughing at it like, God, that shit's crazy.
Yeah.
How that just came together, you know, it's just cool as fuck. Yeah. Shout out to the homie.
Shout out to No Love, for real, for real. Yeah, I remember watching that DVD growing up, and I was always like, you know, I always go to San Jose when I was growing up. My parents, you know, go to the flea market and from there. So I think, you know, as a kid, you're like, oh, I know San Jose. But then when I see the DVD, it's like, where is that at? I never seen ghosts in downtown. Like, is that downtown? I know that park. I passed by one time for Wiener Schnitzel, but like,
where is that? Oh,
yeah. You know?
Yeah.
And now it's older, like you can't even go inside like you used to in Roosevelt Park anymore. It's like different. You know, everything looks out different now and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
How did you come about making the Shark Tank compilation part 2? Was it just as smooth as the first one, or was it like, you know, like there's some files, or like was it like, you know, how was it?
I used the same formula. I said to myself, like in the beginning, when after, like I said, when Jack went to jail, and I went to prison, and I had to jump out, and we did the Shark Tank. Back then there was no social media, so like I had got at the homies from 12th Street, I got at the homies from Monte Alvan, I got at the homies from everywhere that I knew, literally like from my contacts from being locked up or whatever, and like there was no social media. I had to like reach out, then I had to drive over there, so like, and meet Jay the Butcher, and like get with these people, and you know, get with C-Lokes, you know what I mean, and Mary Jane and all these people. So like I thought about it the same way, like I'm gonna see who's buzzing but use social media. So I reached out to who I felt was buzzing, and then of course who fucking with me, you know what I mean? I can only fuck with who's fucking with me.
True that.
So I want to work on another one because I've gotten a lot of interest since I dropped part 2. So I'll probably do another one, like part 3, you know, next year, next Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah,
so,
you know.
Yeah, that's definitely in the works. But yeah, it was really smooth. The songs came in, and instead of it, like if you look on Shark Tank, you know, the first Shark Tank, there's a lot of solo songs, a lot of features of me. And on this one, I wanted to give a lot of the other, the upcoming artists an opportunity that are out here working, and that's kind of what I did, you know what I mean? And got different features from all the people that I could that were working, and that I thought were like, okay, these are the up and coming guys, you know, that are in the tank doing this shit, you know.
Who are those people that you see in the tank, you know, because you see like the new Jose Cyphers, you have all the new up and comers along with the OGs, but who are you seeing right now, like as the people you really fuck with, you know, coming up in San Jose? How do you feel about those Cyphers?
I think it's dope, honestly. It's a dope platform, of course, that they created over there, and and the ciphers are going off the hook. I think it's dope as fuck. I'm in the works with working one out for us. I'm trying to figure out how to go about it, and you know, the details on it. But yeah, we're looking into something like that. But I think it's dope. It's a great platform too for the artists.
And who from San Jose do you like? Are you like, you know, really fucking with? You know, who's coming up? There's a lot of new artists that've come out. A lot, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, you know what's crazy is now that I'm on Instagram super tough, and I'm seeing like there's some talent in the tank. Shout out to all the little homies, all the little sharks, all the hammerheads, all the tiger sharks, all the great you know, everybody out here sharked out. I fucking love it. You know what I mean? But you know, I'm gonna have to say my homie, you know, Chopper, that's my you know, that's my nephew, Chopper 1000. I think, you know, what we're doing with him right now, we're working on it. We're gonna put out some of that shit that he did, and then some new shit that he got going on. So we're really working with him behind the scenes. But like, you know, there's a lot of artists. I think Louis B be doing his shit. Paulo the Snowman be doing his shit. You know, Yaki Bo. I be seeing a lot of these different dudes out here, you know, that are active, especially on Shimo, you know what I mean? So, but I don't want to miss nobody. I do know there's a shit ton of talent, you know what I mean? If you want to work with me, or you need some beats, you need anything, studio time, just tap in, man. I'm not on no like, oh, big me, little you, or fuck all that, you know what I mean? It's shark business, so tap in, man. You know, we could get some work done.
Yes, sir. And let me know your top 5 favorite rappers of all time.
Whoa, top 5. Oh shit.
Left field, bam.
Okay.
No order if you don't need to, you know.
Now, of course, I gotta say Pac, Biggie. You know, I grew up on that shit. But then, you know, Woody.
True.
Woody's on my top 5. Speedy Loc and Tito B.
Solid list right there.
Yes. There's guys that are still living that are dope as fuck too, that I think are dope, but those guys right there, because they passed, rest in peace to all them, I think they're legendary, you know what I mean?
Facts. What project you got in the works besides the next compilation?
Got a lot of shit. So I've been working double time.
Let them know.
And you guys see it. We're working hard over here, trying to put this music out. But yeah, right now I'm working on a really big track. We did the Rick James, Mary Jane song Over. I've shared it a couple times on the story, you know, stay tuned. I ended up, I've always wanted to do the song, so I went and made the beat over. You know, I didn't sample anything. Got the chorus, we sang the chorus, had my guy sing the chorus. I wrote it, he sang it. And then I was in the process of like, who the fuck do I get on it, right? So then I thought about, I'm gonna get Gatos on it. So I got Gatos on it. And then I said, well, who am I gonna put on the second verse? Cause I do the last verse. And I had that shit done, and the chorus is done. So then I said, you know what'll be dope? I'm gonna get Yance on it. Cause he's always sending me pictures and videos of him smoking his bong and shit. And I sent mine, homie, what's up, Yance? Hey, so I fucking I said to myself, this is my weed smoking homie anyway, right? So I was like, this, and then it's dope because it's Frisco, Sanjo, and Salinas. You know what I mean? That's like, you know, and it's all them. You know, it's a dope combination. When I thought about it, I was like, this would be cool. So that's I'm working on that right now. It's done actually. I'm actually gonna drop that the 29th of this month. It's done, it's mastered, mixed, everything is finished. It really came out amazing. The sounds, because when you hear Rick James's part and then you hear this, you're gonna be like, damn, that shit's right. I know what it is. It sounds like that, but it ain't that. You know what I mean? But yeah, it came out dope. It's a weed song, 420, you know, all my 420 people, it's Mary Jane, you know. Look forward to that. It'll be out the 29th. I also got a video dropping. We started doing videos off the Shark Tank 2 now. Basically what I did, I looked at the songs that we put out, and I looked at the numbers, the analytics. It ain't no mystery. Look at the number and see which song did the most and do a video for it.
That's game right there.
Go ahead and take that. That's free. You know what I mean?
Yeah, do that.
Hey, don't pick the song you think is the dopest.
Right? People get in their egos and they be like, no, this song's my favorite. So that has to be the one. No, numbers don't lie.
I'm gonna tell you hey, men lie, women lie, but the numbers don't lie.
Not at all.
So the homie Issues, shout out to Issues. Shout out to Gatos before I forget. That's my boy. We go way back. You know, but going forward, basically with Issues, he did this song On the Gang. Stewie made the beat. We just shot the video for it on Tuesday on the West. We went deep in the West Side and shot that video. But his numbers were going crazy on there, so it was like, yeah, it was a no-brainer. We're shooting a video for that. We got a really dope video coming out. It's gonna come out on Shimo Medios. Shout out Shimo Media for that platform. Shit, we doing the takeover for real.
Hell yeah, dude. All right, anything else you want to add to the people out there at all?
You know what, I want to thank you. Thank you for coming through and getting this interview in. And one thing I want to say to the people is thank you guys for the support. You never know, like a lot of, you know, sometimes social media could be really rude, disrespectful, and a lot of negative shit. But like literally all I've been getting is positive shit. So like, gracias 100%, and that shows me that I'm gonna keep on pushing, you know what I mean? So like, expect a Cat in the Hat remix, you know what I mean? Expect a video for Cat in the Hat. Expect a remix. I'm gonna tell you right now, exclusive. I got a remix coming for Slangin' Steve Young's and Joe Montana's.
Oh shit.
We got what? You heard it.
All right.
We got a remix coming for Slangin' Steve Young's and Joe Montana's. Ask me who's on it.
Who's on that motherfucker?
Louis be the name.
Ooh.
Ask me again the next one. Who's on it?
Who else is on that motherfucker?
Follow the Snowman.
Follow the Snowman? What?
And then ask me the last one. Who's on it?
Who's on that? Who's the last one on there?
Chopper 1000.
Chopper 1000.
That's gonna be a classic right there. I'm telling you, I got the beat. I remade the beat. I'm gonna do the choruses. I'm gonna do the intro. The little homies is gonna do that. It's gonna be a beautiful thing, man.
Shit, that's hype. Yo, you know, you heard it here first exclusively. You know, look out for that shit, you know what I'm saying? And Gato, it's been an honor, my bro, you know, to interview you. Growing up, you know, hearing your music, you know, my whole life, so kind of inspired me to do music. I was like, oh shit, somebody from like my area does music and they're Chicano like me. I'm gonna get into music too. So
I appreciate it. I feel your shit too. Good job. Keep pushing.
And with that, that's a wrap for the interview. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the annotation bell so you get alerts for new interviews just like this one. Follow Gato Loco. Got all his links down in the description below. And till the next one, we're out this bitch.